Welcome back into the podcast. I am your host, Jake Masucci, and we got to do our 20-minute timer for the NBA playoffs. First, I got to get the timer going, and then we'll get ready. All right, I got the timer ready, and I'm going to click start. All right, let's get going. We got to talk first about the Lakers Warriors because this game last night was flat out unbelievable. If you didn't stay up to watch it, I don't know what you were doing. It was awesome. It was awesome. In this game, Anthony Davis was a flat out monster. Just a monster. He ended the game with 30 points, 23 rebounds, 5 assists, and he was really protecting the basket very well. He ended up with 4 blocks in the game, and Steph would just get in the lane and try to get his little underhand shot over him, and AD was not having it. He had 2 blocks on that underhand shot, and Steph really struggled to really get in the lane strongly and be able to finish. He had some plays where he was able to get past. There's always those plays with Steph where sometimes the defense can just fall asleep and he can make them look silly. But looking at the game, the Lakers just did a fantastic job of protecting the rim throughout the whole game and really making it hard for the Warriors to get inside. There was a lot of talk that I saw from NBA commentators like, oh, the Warriors didn't get many free throws. It was insane free throw differential, which it actually was. The Lakers were 25 for 29 from the free throw line, and the Warriors were 5 of 6. But that's also because the Lakers did such a great job of protecting the rim. Like Anthony Davis had those 4 blocks, and then you look at the whole team, like they had 10 blocks as a team. Flat out unbelievable, you know? And for the Lakers, like they weren't really hitting threes. So the Lakers controlled the game through the inside and really getting Anthony Davis involved, getting it to his patented mid-range, getting some really strong buckets. And if you look at everybody else on the Lakers roster, Anthony Davis was the real story, but like LeBron, he kind of struggled. He shot 37%. He had 22 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and he was 9 of 24. So this is a very different LeBron than we're used to. He's really picking his spots, and he's not being the dominant LeBron that we all know of. If this team is to win a championship, it has to be because of Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is going to be the key to them winning the championship because at this moment, he's probably the best player on the team. And if you're a LeBron fan like me, it's kind of sad to say, but it's the truth. Like LeBron is still very good. He's way above average. He's still a star in this league, but I do not believe right now that he is the best player on this team. And I love what Darvin Ham is doing in this series. He's really getting LeBron off ball and giving him a lot of rest, which is what he needs because there could be a moment in this series where they need him to be the old LeBron. So I like that they're giving him a lot of rest and giving Reeves a lot of Austin Reeves, that is, a lot of time on the ball and doing some pick and rolls and things of that nature. They also have Dennis Schroeder getting a lot of pick and rolls and also D'Lo. I don't love all the D'Lo stuff, to be honest. He had actually a solid game. He had some big shots in this one. He had 19 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. But I'm still not the biggest D'Lo fan in the world. To me, he just doesn't make like the best read every single time, and he can be very inconsistent. And if he's off, he kills you. He flat out kills you. But this game was a story of Jared Vanderbilt and how he can affect the game defensively. He was awesome in this game, really making it difficult for Steph. He was all over the place. His conditioning is just unbelievable, flat out unbelievable. And he was ridiculous, really making it hard for him. Dennis Schroeder also did a fantastic job when he was on Steph. He would really make it hard on him. A guy that struggled for the Lakers that probably needs to do a little better, at least defensively, was Troy Brown Jr. I talked about him a lot. He's a very good wing, can do a lot of different things, but he struggled in this one to stay attached to like Klay Thompson on a screen. Klay was able to get past him and really get open a lot in this game. So I felt like that was a little bit of a struggle for Troy Brown, but overall, like looking at the Lakers, this is a very solid win, very solid win. And if you look at it from the Warriors perspective, That's a tough loss, especially because you had your three guys, your Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, and Klay Thompson. They all had 6 threes. It's the first time in NBA history a trio has all had 6 threes. So they were all pretty good. Steph didn't shoot the greatest. Again, he struggled to score inside. Klay was the same way, really struggled to score inside. Klay had 25 points in this game. His shooting was really good. He was 6 of 16 from three, which is solid. You take that. But 3 of 9 from two, which is like the Lakers just did such a fantastic job defending them inside. And I feel like their goal was to really make it so the Warriors had it tough inside. So then they would just go to the 3-point arc. And at the end of the game, I did not love Jordan Poole's three. I really didn't. I just thought it was too deep. You could take a dribble in, or you just go to Steph in that moment. I don't think that's Jordan Poole's moment. I think it's either Steph's or Draymond's or Clay's. It should be Steph, Clay, Draymond, Wiggins, something like that. I don't love the ball in Poole's hands there, and I don't love him taking that deep of a shot, even when you've hit 6 threes in the game. It's a very difficult shot. I'm not in for that shot. All right. So the Lakers are up 1-0 in that series. To look at it in the future, try to see some adjustments. The Warriors might adjust some matchups and really might try to find ways to get 2-point opportunities and try to drain the Lakers. And if you're looking at it from the Lakers' perspective, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. What they adjusted in the second half is they were going under most screens, except Steph, of course. But now they were just going over on Steph and Clay, and they were really making the other Warriors beat them from three. And I feel like that means advantage the Lakers. Like the Warriors really got to figure something out. They were messing with some zones. I would look for more zones from the Warriors to try to hide Steph and hide Clay and get them some rest so they can really try to get others involved on the offensive end, because overall, if you're looking at the Warriors, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. All right. Let's get to the other Western Conference series, which is Denver and Phoenix. And this one has been really good so far. A lot of fun. Denver's winning this series 2-0. And looking at it, like the first game, there was fireworks in this game. Absolute fireworks. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker really got going and were going off to start. There wasn't much the Nuggets could do, but the Nuggets were on fire as well. Jamal Murray was unbelievable in this game with 34 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. And Jokic, while he struggled to score, you could tell his fingerprints were just all over this game. He had 19 rebounds and 5 assists. He was really all over the place on the rebounding. And Aaron Gordon, to me, was the story in this game. 23 points, really efficient shooting. And he made it tough on Kevin Durant. And that leads into game two, where in game two, like these two teams adjusted so much to each other that it became a struggle for them to score. It went from fireworks to start to a struggle afterwards. And it was really fun to watch. It was a very physical game. I love these physical, grinded out games. It was a lot of fun to watch. The Nuggets were able to get out 97-87. The only person that could score when he wanted to was Nikola Jokic. He was flat out unbelievable in this game. 39 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists. He was just scoring at will. It's so tough to guard him. He's just got so many moves up his sleeves. He's got hooks. He reads the defense so well, because like right when the defense falls asleep for a second, he'll just shoot his patented jumper over the top. And DeAndre Ayton's like, what do I do? Aiden played a little better in this game offensively. He's been struggling defensively. I talked about it earlier. In the past, he had some success on Jokic. It's not looking good in this one. It really isn't. And for the Suns, if you're looking at it, they made a great adjustment. I credit Monty Williams to play more people. I really liked their depth in like Ish Wainwright and Cameron Payne and those guys, trying to get them involved and get them back in rotation. But they struggled. And Bismack Biyombo as well, with a little bit of Landry Shamet. They struggled, though. I mean, I think they know that this team is not very deep, and it will be a struggle to like have them succeed with not being deep. And it's really tough because, like, if you're looking at this series now, like, you can just tell the Nuggets have so many ways to kill you. KCP, Bruce Brown, and Aaron Gordon have been flat out unbelievable on Kevin Durant. I have never seen Kevin Durant get blocked that many times as in game two. He got blocked on his jump shot like 3 or 4 times. People would say it's an unblockable shot because he's 7 foot, but these guys, they're just really putting Kevin Durant in situations they want. KCP was unbelievable from 3 in game 2. Bruce Brown came in and brings super big impact, and I think it helps that he played with Kevin Durant for a couple years, which is awesome. Jamal Murray really struggled in this game, 10 points shooting, but he still had impact. He still was able to get his assists. He had 9 assists game 1, 8 assists game 2, really doing a fantastic job there. And then Aaron Gordon, another excellent game, 16 points, and he really made it difficult for KD. KD only had 24 points. I got to give Devin Booker his dues, his credit. He's been sensational in this series. In this game, he had 35 points. He cooled off in the fourth quarter, but looking at it from the Suns' perspective, you lose Chris Paul because of a hamstring injury in this game, and it's really tough. Like, I just don't know. I picked this team to win the championship, and I'm falling off a little bit. I'm really falling off. I just don't know. Okogie brings a lot of effort, great defense. I love Okogie, but they just don't have anybody else that can do that for them. Losing Mikal Bridges, losing Cameron Johnson has just been killer for them. And it's proving difficult, especially against a deep team like Denver, to try to match minutes and try to figure it out. Chris Paul already going down, and playing these guys this many minutes, it's really tough. It's really tough. I'm not sure about the Suns. I feel like I mean, I can't change my prediction, but my prediction is just going to be wrong. I think Phoenix is going to end up losing this series. I think Denver can control it because Monty Williams, he pulled out all of his adjustments for game 2. He really changed his rotation. He went 10 deep. He went zone a lot, tried to figure stuff out, played a lot more physical. They came out really demanding and great defensively. I just I just don't know. I think the Nuggets are a better team, and I think the Nuggets are going to pull out this series. I don't know how many games, but something drastically needs to change for the Suns to win this series. All right, let's get to the East, okay? I got 8 minutes on the timer, so I'm doing pretty well. Let's get to the East. I want to talk about Heat Knicks first. Jimmy Butler's incredible. This game 1 on Sunday, like, he was unbelievable. He had 25 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He was ridiculous. And then, of course, he twists his ankle, and it's bad. It's really bad. He definitely rolled it pretty bad. He couldn't move very well. He ended the game strong, but like, he ended the game strong, meaning he played in it. He didn't look strong. It wasn't great. Gabe Vincent has been great in this series. In this game, he had 20 points. In the second game, he had 24 points. He's been flat out unbelievable. The series right now is 1-1. But this Miami team, they looked great. They're really moving the ball. They're creating opportunities for their three-point shooters. Caleb Martin comes in and gives them great defense off the bench. Max Strus, fantastic defender. Hasn't been shooting the ball too great, but Duncan Robinson has come in, giving them some threes and giving them some minutes. I like Highsmith off the bench as well, another switchable defensive guy. Maybe see some Jamal Cain. I kind of want to see him on the roster. That'd be great for those Oakland fans. But and then Kevin Love with the outlet passes. That was really the story in game 1. He had 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, was hitting some great threes. He was unbelievable. And Kyle Lowry, just insane in this one. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And he also is just such a good playmaker and such a good leader for this team, really helping them out. Bam Adebayo has been fantastic too. He's just been his versatile self. Nothing crazy from Bam, but I really think he's been great in this series. Looking at it from the Knicks side, I think RJ Barrett has had a good series. In game 1, he had 26 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and really started out game 2 strongly as well. Jalen Brunson also, he's been able to find his spots, do some things to really help him play hard. And Josh Hart, man, he is unbelievable. I'm going to game 2 here where the Knicks won 111 to 105, but Hart came in and was flat out unbelievable. He ended up with 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. He's always been a great rebounder for a guard, and he was just unreal, just brought so much energy to the game and was so consistent in his effort. And looking at Brunson, again, I talked about it a little bit. He's just so fantastic on the pick and roll. And I know I didn't talk about the Cavs yet. I got to talk about the Cavs. that was one of the worst takes of the year. Okay, it was one of the worst takes of the year. I'm going to take full responsibility. The Knicks are so much better than the Cavs, and they're proving it. I think this Knicks Heat series is going to be unbelievable. Having Julius Randle back in Game 2 was huge for them. He had 25 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. I don't love Julius Randle that much. I really think he shoots some weird shots, and he's very weird for their offense. I think if he can step back and realize, okay, I'm the second man in this offense, Brunson is the guy. If he lets Brunson be the guy in the closing moments, he can be a fantastic number 2 piece, and he can be a fantastic player. I need to see him be able to step back and be like, okay, Brunson's the guy. And I need to see that consistently. I've been watching more and more Knicks. Another guy that needs to step up for them is Quickly hasn't been great in these past 2 series. They need him to step up. The bigs have been good, though. Hardenstein really came in and brought in a lot of energy in this game. He had 9 rebounds. I think Mitchell Robinson could be a little better. I think Bam's kind of having his way, really being physical with Mitchell Robinson, which is getting him off his game, because it's kind of surprising because Mitchell Robinson just tore apart Cleveland's bigs. And he really needs to step up to me. But you're looking at it, okay, you're supposed to win this game. You were able to come back and win this game and get it done, right? So the Knicks able to get it done. I like Grimes off the bench as well. The Knicks did what they needed to do. They won the game without Jimmy Butler. So if Jimmy Butler's out game 3, you got to win that game. It's a must win, because when Butler comes back, he's going to be ready to play. And I'm thinking Butler might be back for game 4, game 5. I just feel like that's gut feeling. I don't think he can play game 3 the next time, just because it's so hard to come back from those ankle injuries, and I'm just not sure. All right, I have 4 minutes to do the last series. I'm doing my time a lot better. So Philly, Boston. Okay, so Philly, Boston's going on tonight. I think part 2 is going to come out the next day. So the game 2 would have already happened, but I'll talk about game 1 a lot and what to look for in game 2. So James Harden, that's the story. That's just the story. This guy was unbelievable. 45 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists, and this was old James Harden. It was old James Harden. The shot making he had was just flat out unbelievable in this game. Step back 3, splash. Floater, splash. Everything was cash in this game. He was just on it 100%. And Tyrese Maxey was really helpful for him. 26 points. He wasn't too efficient. And Tyrese Maxey, to me, is kind of a weird fit with this team, because when you have James Harden, you play a slower pace. It's how it works. He's not going to get back on defense. That's why the 76ers have always been one of the worst transition defensive teams. And with James Harden, he thrives at a slow tempo. So I was watching the broadcast, and I kept hearing Reggie Miller go, "Oh my gosh, they should go faster. They got to go faster." I'm like, why would they go faster? They're so much better when Harden slows down the game and he's able to get inside and pick his spots and score. And in this game, he just did that to perfection. Just unbelievable. He had a great pass near the end of the game to Tobias Harris, who hit a big 3. He was passing. He was coming off screen and rolls. He hit that step back 3 over Al Horford to close the game. It was just unbelievable. This guy was on something, and it was flat out fantastic to watch. A guy that was unbelievable in the absence of Joel Embiid was Paul Reed. Paul Reed hit some big free throws at the end of the game. I believe it's either 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 near the end of the game, but he was flat out unbelievable. 10 points, 13 rebounds, 75% shooting. He was flat out fantastic. Looking at the Sixers, they look really good. I think the Sixers, to me, should be the favorites out of the East, because they're getting Embiid back tonight. If they can play a similar way, slow down the pace, and play through Harden and Embiid, this team is so dangerous, so dangerous. They're just so tough. They can play so many different matchups. They can have Melton play instead of Maxey and give you some defense and play slower. They can have Maxey run the second unit with some speed and really change it up on you. George Niang brings some stuff in there. He only played 13 minutes in this game, but I really love Niang. They just got a lot that they can throw at you, and I'm really excited to see how the Sixers-Celtics game goes. And this is going to be the test for Joe Mazzulla. It's going to be the test. Can he adjust to this? Because the Celtics, they've just been falling apart in fourth quarters. We saw it in game 5 against the Hawks. They fell apart. Trae Young was unbelievable, and they kind of fell apart in this game too. Like, it's just tough for the Celtics. I think they were fantastic in this game. The shot making was unbelievable, but the turnovers were just rough. These guys were turning the ball over a lot. Jason Tatum, to me, he played fantastic. He had 39 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He's got to continue playing that way in order for the Celtics to win. Jaylen Brown was very good also, 23 points, and he didn't take that many shots. He was very efficient, 80% from the field for Jaylen Brown. Let's see how many shots he actually took, because I thought it was an unbelievable game. He took only 10 shots. Like, that's very impressive. 8 for 10 from the field. That's awesome. And then looking at some of their bench pieces, I thought Smart was great in this game, 12.7 assists. He really struggled with the turnovers, though. 6 turnovers is not what you want to see. Al Horford, I think he played solid, but again, I think they want a little more out of him defensively and through the switching. Again, like, there's not much you can do, like, especially on that last play. James Harden just hit a really tough shot. There's my timer, but I'm going to keep going. My timer just went off. I'm going to keep going a little bit. Like, James Harden just hit a really tough shot over Al Horford. There's not much you can do. And if you're Al Horford, like, you got to just keep playing, keep being that attack big that can really switch and help you out. Robert Williams, to me, wasn't that great in this game. He only played 20 minutes, and they really had to take him out a lot because the Sixers went small with PJ Tucker when they didn't have Paul Reed on the floor. So it's kind of hard to play him. But when Robert Williams gets back and Joel Embiid gets back, Robert Williams is going to be a big piece. Derek White really struggled. He was unplayable at the end. Smart over White near the end was a good call by Mazzulla, I thought. And then Brogdon, I thought, was fantastic. Brogdon, if he can have another 20-point game, like, that's what you want if you're a Boston guy. So looking at the outlook of the series, if I had to guess who wins game 2, I think Boston's going to bounce back, even with Embiid coming back. I think the series is going to go long. I had it 7 games with Drew. I had Boston winning. I'm leaning more towards the Sixers now, but that's just a game 1 bias, so I guess we don't know. But I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I'm really excited to see if Doc would still be willing to go small and let Harden, like, cook with a slow lineup. I think it'd be really good to mix Harden and Maxey. So, like, if Embiid goes out, have Maxey play with some people and go super fast. And then if, like, let's say Maxey goes out and Embiid's out also, then Harden could orchestrate with a slower lineup. I think that'd be really cool to watch. But I'm really excited for that series. It's going to be a great game tonight. And these playoffs have been unbelievable, flat out unbelievable.